great music. Before we get to some rumors and before we get to some things regarding the draft, let's first touch on the game last night. 108-103 win for the Denver Nuggets. I want to focus on the Jamal Murray portion of this. He scored 23 of his 37 points in the fourth quarter. He went 5 for 17 before the fourth quarter and just lit them on fire to the victory. When's the last time you've seen that type of performance outside of Jason Tatum? Because we saw Jason Tatum.
You're missing the headline. He hits a shot, calls his
that's
own.
That's not the headline.
Bang!
On the back pedal.
And then points to Mike Breen. That's the headline.
That's not the headline.
That is the headline, David.
It was awesome.
Cool moment.
Well, when was the last time I saw that? I don't know. When Max Strus was dropping his nuts on us the night prior, okay?
Stop it. 23 points, though, in the fourth quarter?
No,
I mean,
I just
insane.
all right, on a serious note, Jim, don't you feel like all of the numbers are becoming fake?
A little bit.
When it comes to the NBA. Like, hey, this guy made 7 threes. This guy scored 23 and a quarter. Like, it's like a video game right now.
Well, and how much like Tatum drops the 50 in Game 7 against the team that had quit? Is that the same as a 50 against the team down to the wire? I mean, not all totals are created equal.
I would argue he helped them quit.
Oh, sure.
But I get your point.
Did he make them quit when he had 35 and then pour in a nice 15 at the end? You know what I'm saying?
I hear it. They quit when he was right around 38 or 40.
Yeah. So you tack on an extra 10 and you get a nice 50 burger. It's not the same as someone who's hitting their 50th point at the buzzer to win the game.
Look, analytics and the way this game is played now, I think it's struggling like baseball was before rule changes. I do think there needs something needs to happen with the NBA because I'm a huge basketball guy. These games are not a good watch.
Well, to your point, Mike, he started the fourth quarter 6 for 7. 4 of them were three-pointers.
Bang!
So that right there that's going to just change it all.
I wish Mike Breen called hockey games.
What would he say? He couldn't say bang.
Why? Matthews from the point. Bang! Like, what's the problem?
What do you got against Wischusen? The guy does a great job.
Okay, have you watched your... Oh, wait, you don't have a team in the playoffs. I had to endure their C-list team.
Oh, yeah, well, sorry.
Islanders, Hurricanes.
Sorry about that.
It was terrible. I would have killed someone to get drunk Steve Levy. You know, Levy's like Troy Aikman. He's like cocktail hour. The shirt's undone. He's like, hey, it's awful. I don't even know who was on those games, Kenny. It wasn't.
You want to name the C list?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes,
the
you
C-list
do.
hockey broadcast?
Come on,
the
Mike.
TNT, barely on the Fishing Network hockey broadcast?
It wasn't Hextall. It was.
Oh, Jackie Redmond was there?
No.
You're talking about for this year?
Yeah, it was like A.J. Przynski or something.
The White Sox catcher?
I don't know. The broadcast was terrible, and Kenny knows I'm right.
I shouldn't put baseball players on the broadcast.
Next.
David.
Yeah, let's get back to basketball here. Let's talk about some
Bang!
targets for the Knicks this offseason. Bleacher Report's writing some things. Some New York papers are writing some things. OG Anunoby, according to Bleacher Report, is a target for the Knicks, as well as one of the New York papers is writing, they're keeping an eye on Joel Embiid. Embiid.
See, this is classic New York big game hunting syndrome.
Well, I think it makes sense, though, when you read a report that Joel Embiid was not talked to before Doc Rivers was fired.
David, the Sixers are not doing business with the Knicks in this lifetime or the next.
I understand that. I do.
Not at that level.
I do.
Now, Anunoby, fabulous player. Really, really versatile.
Mm-hmm.
Would fit nicely with Barrett and Hart and Brunson. The problem, the whole league's going to be in on Anunoby.
I was just going to say, he fits every single team in the association.
And
all of them.
Knicks don't have a war chest. This is the problem. You know where I'd love to see Anunoby? Oklahoma City. Playing alongside SGA.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Chet. Woo!
They could just peel off a couple first and it wouldn't even hurt them.
They could trade 7 first-round picks to Toronto and still have 10 left over.
Now, there are 2 teams here that are being reported as wanting to trade their picks, along with the Pistons, of course.
Okay.
But you got the Trailblazers at number 3, says their eyebrows are raised, this is according to Zach Lowe, that they want to take the 3rd pick and maybe Anthony Simons. They want to get a veteran next to Dame Lillard, and that veteran, according to a source, could be DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, good luck.
Oh, for Christ's sakes. Why don't you just tell Dame Lillard you hate him before making that move?
At what point is Dame complicit in all this? I mean, come on.
Right now.
He's been complicit.
Right, but if I'm Dame Lillard, I'm going, I cannot accept you trading for a player whose heart is sold separately. DeAndre Ayton, no. I think Lillard is complicit in anything that happens point forward.
Well, think about this from a local standpoint. If the Pistons are shopping 5 and you have the Blazers trying to move 3, you're going to lose out on whoever you want.
Pretty much.
There's a more enticing package available.
Unless they just paid Anthony Simons.
They did.
And I like Simons.
They did.
But they paid him. The Pistons would have an expiring of value with Bogdanovich.
Okay. They can grease the trade better.
I know people don't want to hear this. You have to put everything on the table. That includes a discussion of Duren, or Cade, or Ivy for the right player. Not saying I would do it. I'm saying, guys, there can't be any sacred cows.
And then another team that's looking to possibly trade their pick, I don't know what they have with it, maybe Tim Hardaway Jr., is Dallas. They want to trade number 10 because they need something to go with Luka.
Have you ever seen anything like Dallas? They went all in. Who could have seen that going poorly with Kyrie Irving, by the way? They went all in only to then Fred Flintstone backpedal.
Right.
Weeks later, not years later, weeks later, trying to lose their way into the lottery. They have no direction.
In a month.
They poisoned the well.
In a month,
they
Kyrie ruined
themselves.
that franchise.
Yeah, they screwed themselves.
You just hate to see it.
Who could have seen it coming?
Never. I mean, he just had no track record.
Model
of such behavior.
citizen.
And I'd like to re-sign here if you'll have me. Scumbag. I hate Kyrie. What a con artist.
Luka to the Thunder.
Well, great segue to the final piece here.
Yeah.
Maybe not a great dude. We don't know. Legal issues. But it's not looking good at the combine for Brandon Miller.
You're kidding.
Reports say he is not in great shape right now, and his interviews have not been great, both publicly and privately, with NBA teams.
There you go. Well, why don't you find all the Pistons media and Piston fans who were touching their balls over the, we could just take Brandon Miller. We don't need Wemby. Yeah, enjoy contested jumpers, and now apparently an extra 15 pounds.
Is Drew Rosenhaus going to rep him? Like, this is Jalen Carter all over again. He's not going to take visits with teams outside the top 5. It's
you know
a
what
promise.
kills me with Brandon Miller? He's been given a new lease on life after getting caught up in a bad way in a horrible situation. You think he would have shown up ready to roll.
Fully prepared.
Right. He sandbagged his way out of the NCAA tournament. It was a complete no-show for Bama. It's just, I can't. I just can't. I don't understand. Where is the guidance for some of these players? This is what you worked your whole life for. You don't have the decency to show up in shape when your body's your life?
Or at least if you're not in shape, interview well, right?
Right. Don't be a bird brain.
Bet you Rico still wants him. It's the Jalen Carter thing all over again.
I mean, there was so much vinegar in that comment right there. Whew.
Tell me I'm wrong. When he comes back next week,
I ain't saying nothing. I enjoyed it.
Off air, just float it out. Go, what do you think, Brandon Miller?
Well, that is your NBA fast break.